a radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM Radio Main News. The headlines. Chief Mpamba issues 259 line certificates to women in Lundazi. Climate smart agriculture expert commends the government for strategies put in place to increase agricultural productivity. And Nepal's major parties say dissolved parliament must be reinstated. This bulletin is live on our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, my name is Lance Sannie. Chief Mpamba of Lundazi district in Eastern Province has issued 259 customary land certificates to women in the ongoing land certificate program. The activity derives from the Women's Economic Empowerment Project being implemented by the Lundazi District Women Association with technical support from Zambia Land Alliance and Women for Change, funded by the Swedish Embassy through We Effect Zambia. Speaking during the handover ceremony of customary land certificates, Chief Mpamba emphasized that the certificates, however, do not confer the right to sell land on his subjects. Meanwhile, Lundazi District Commissioner Marjorie Banda has held the cooperating partners and the traditional leader for accelerating access to land among women. Renowned climate smart agriculture expert Oliver Bulaya has commended the government for strategies put in place to increase agricultural productivity. He has, however, warned that these strides attained must not make us relent but prepare well in advance to ensure that farmers surpass the projections. He says sustainability of the agriculture sector is based on climate smart agriculture. He called upon all the farmers to adapt and mitigate to build resilience against climate variabilities. Dr. Bulaya advised that with the anticipation of increased productivity, it should be proportional to the storage systems. He says government must institute measures working together with the private sector to build modern storage facilities to reduce post-harvest losses, which is costly.
Of the session, consolidating economic and social gains towards a prosperous, resilient, and equitable Zambia, where he highlighted significant achievements, in the agricultural productivity. Notably, we maize production surging to historic 3.7 million metric tons, up from the previous 1.5 million attained last season. And we've seen also soybean production increasing.
The government, through the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Arts, announces the appointment of members to the National Arts Council of Zambia (NAC) board in line with the National Arts Council of Zambia Act number 31 of 1994. These appointments, representing national arts associations and line ministries, were approved during the 16th Cabinet meeting held on 29th August 2025, chaired by the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. Youth, Sport and Arts Minister Elvis Nkandi says the newly constituted board will, at its first meeting, elect its chairperson and vice chairperson. Mr. Nkandu has since congratulated all the appointees to the National Arts Council of Zambia board. He is confident that they will guide the council as it fulfills its important mandate of promoting and regulating the arts sector in the country. In demonstrating commitment to inclusive education, the Permanent Secretary for Educational Services, Dr. Mambwe, officiated the blind-a-thon walk at Leonika Mall to Pinnacle Mall on Saturday morning in Lusaka. The event, organized to raise funds for learners with disabilities, underscored the government's resolve to provide an inclusive, equitable, and quality education system for all Zambians. Addressing a crowd of supporters, volunteers, educators, and partners, Dr. Mambwe emphasized that fundraising is a crucial pillar in ensuring that learners with disabilities access the resources they need to learn, grow, and participate fully in society. Dr. Mambwe highlighted that government continues to invest across the education continuum from early childhood to adolescence, ensuring that no child is left behind, and noted that Sisabella Saka inclusive schools plays a vital role in complementing government efforts by providing essential services and creating an enabling environment for learners with varying needs to thrive. He urged collaboration among government agencies, non-government organizations, the private sector, and communities to build a resilient education system capable of adapting to diverse student needs. Speaking at the same event on behalf of the Director General of the Zambia Agency for Persons with Disabilities, ZAPID, Rehabilitation Officer Ruth Mwangana Litebele joined the event to express solidarity with the inclusive education push. The event also showcased success stories from students and educators who have benefited from inclusive education initiatives, reinforcing the message that every learner has potential when given the right support. As the Blindathon walk concluded, organizers announced plans to broaden fundraising efforts and strengthen partnership with local businesses and international donors. In this regard, the Ministry of Education reiterated its commitment to monitoring progress, measuring impact, and scaling successful inclusive education practices nationwide. And in other news trending this evening, the leader of the Democratic Progressive Party, Antonio Mwanza, is calling for urgent reforms in Zambia's energy sector with a specific focus on ZESCO Limited. Acton Institute for Policy Analysis Center Executive Director Solomon Goma has called on the Director of Public Prosecutions to allow the prosecution of cases involving saving government officials. And in foreign news, Nepal's major political parties have demanded the country's President Ramchandra Podo to reinstate the parliament he dissolved following deadly anti-corruption protests. In a statement, 8 parties, including the Nepali Congress, CPN, UML, and Maoist Center, said the president acted unconstitutionally. Podo dissolved the House of Representatives on Friday upon the recommendation of newly appointed interim Prime Minister Sushila Kaki. It was also a key demand from the protest movement. More than 50 people were killed in clashes with riot police during this week's mass protests sparked by a ban on social media platforms. Kaki was appointed after a deal was reached with protest leaders. And in sports news, Martin Zubimendi scored his first Arsenal goals as the Gunners comfortably beat Nottingham Forest to give Ang Postecoglou a defeat in his first game in charge. Former Tottenham manager Postecoglou had not beaten Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta in the previous 4 matches they had faced each other in, with 3 losses and 1 draw. That record did not seem likely to change, as although Forest showed promise in some of their play, Arsenal took charge of the match. And now, the weather.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy. Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
Eastern, Lusaka, and southern provinces, including the northern parts of northwestern and northern provinces, partly cloudy, slightly windy, and warm to hot. Ends our weather report, and that item brings us to the end of the news. But before we go, a recap of the stories that made headlines. Chief Mpamba of Lundazi District in Eastern Province has issued 259 customary land certificates to women in the ongoing land certification program. Renowned climate-smart agriculture expert Oliver Bulaya has commended the government for strategies put in place to increase agricultural productivity. And finally, Nepal's major political parties have demanded the country's President Ramchandra Pudel reinstates the parliament he dissolved following deadly anti-corruption protests. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the happy world of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. My name is Lance Sannie. Enjoy the rest of the evening.